Hello, and welcome to Dispatches from the Civil War, a podcast breaking down events of the American Civil War week by week in real time. My name is Logan, and I will be your host. This week, the events of June 28th through July 4th in 1861. At the beginning of the week, President Lincoln's cabinet will meet with key military leaders to look at the possible courses of direction for Union forces. Generals McDowell and Scott will describe their plans and recognize that a key component will be to maintain public support and enthusiasm. The War Department will issue a decree to canvass Kentucky and Tennessee for volunteers. This is done even though the Tennessee legislature voted to secede on May 6th, and a public referendum reinforced this just this month. Meanwhile, Kentucky has voted to remain neutral. The War Department will take this action of canvassing in hopes of meeting the need for federal troops. On July 2nd, General John Fremont will meet with the President to discuss his upcoming command of Missouri forces in a tumultuous area of unrest. In other political matters, a legislature representing the western part of Virginia convenes in Wheeling. This body will be recognized by the United States. This will be another step on the path to statehood and joining the Union. If statehood happens, I hope they come up with a really cool name. The federal blockade, in its early stages, shows signs of gaps as the CSS Sumter slips past the USS Brooklyn. The Sumter was formerly a steamer named Havana, built in 1859. After purchase by the Confederacy, it has been converted to a cruiser. I cannot help but surmise the name is chosen as a thumb to the eye of the Union. The mission of the Sumter, like other Confederate vessels, will be to disrupt Union shipping. Action takes place this week at Hoke's Run in the western part of Virginia as Union forces will clash with Southern troops, the result of which will be a Federal victory. General Robert Patterson will lead Federal troops into the Shenandoah Valley in an effort to stop Confederate movement towards Manassas, Virginia. Patterson will lead his force to Martinsburg, Virginia, causing the Southern troops under General Joseph E. Johnston to pull back. At the end of the week, there is a brief engagement between Confederate and Federal troops at Harper's Ferry as Union troops are starting to enter into the Shenandoah Valley. On the 4th of July, a session of Congress opens that President Lincoln called for on April 14th. Lincoln will declare that the North has done everything that can be done to maintain peace and has in good faith attempted to solve problems that the South has precipitated without armed conflict. He lays blame for the Fort Sumter incident at the feet of the South. Lincoln makes clear his stance by declaring war on the Confederacy as that the United States must maintain its territorial integrity against its own domestic foes. He will then make a request for an additional 400,000 men to suppress the rebellion. This has to be regarded as one of the most somber 4th of Julys in the nation's short history. Granted, this date has passed before during wartime. This feels a little different. A section of the country has backed out of the Union, created its own country, and is in open conflict with the United States. I wonder if when he was running for president, if Lincoln thought that if he won, he would face such a crisis. Thank you for listening to Dispatches from the Civil War. Written, produced, recorded, and developed by myself with assistance provided by Rosemary and Paige, the Podcats. If you've enjoyed this or other episodes, please consider putting up a review and recommending it to your friends. Until next time, keep fit as a fiddle and toe the mark.